Chris, thank you. We're following breaking news out of the city of Miami, where a business went up in flames overnight.
What was inside that business made it difficult for crews to get it under control.
CBS 4's Riel Crane is live on the scene with the latest. Riel, good morning.
Good morning, Maribel and CBS 4 this morning.
We are also following more breaking news, this out of Northwest Miami-Dade, where police are investigating a shooting. This happened just after 3:30 this morning at Northwest 22nd Avenue and 90th Street. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue says they transported one person from the scene as a trauma alert.
Now at 6:04, President Donald Trump is waking up in Palm Beach this morning, one day after the release of the 448-page Mueller report. The special counsel found no evidence of collusion or obstruction by President Trump.
But the report also alleges less than ideal behavior by the president and others in the administration. CBS 4's Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill this morning.
This special counsel's 448. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And as you read the report, you see the word Florida pop up many times. Now, some references aren't important. After all, the president does come here often.
But others are about significant events and Russian attempts to influence the 2016 election. CBS 4's Hank Tester has that part of the report.
The release of the Mueller report. CBS 4 this morning.
6:08 now, and caught on camera, an encounter between BSO deputies and a group of teenagers gets physical.
At one point, it looks like a teen has his head slammed against the pavement. CBS 4's Amber Diaz has this video of what happened.
Detectives with Broward Sheriff's Office.
Also today, millions of Catholics around the world are observing Good Friday. Good Friday is part of the Christian Holy Week, which ends with Easter Sunday, which Christians celebrate Christ's resurrection from the dead. Today, Pope Francis will preside over the Way of the Cross procession at Rome's Colosseum, reenacting Christ's crucifixion.
6:10 now, and still ahead on CBS 4 this Friday morning, a CBS 4 News exclusive.
New details about an accidental shooting involving a Miami Beach police cadet. What the police chief is saying only to CBS 4. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you, Chris. Confessed Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz was back in court yesterday. Attorneys for Cruz asked the judge for permission to question his former mental health counselors without prosecutors present. The counselors treated Cruz before last year's deadly shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. The attorneys wanted to question them informally, but their employer said they would only comply if subpoenaed. That would require prosecutors' attendance. The judge said she would consider their arguments and issue a ruling. Several high seas busts net millions of dollars worth of drugs for the Coast Guard. $50 million worth of cocaine and more than $12.5 million in pot were offloaded at Port Everglades. The Coast Guard seized the drugs at sea during 5 separate interdictions over the course of 5 weeks. They have an estimated street value of more than $62.5 million.
6:18 now, and still ahead on CBS 4 this Friday morning. The beard buzz, that's getting a lot of buzz.
Well, actor Jason Momoa shaves off his signature beard, and the internet is freaking out about it. It's trending this morning, and it's coming up next. Stay with us.
Thanks, and here are the hot topics trending this morning on social media. So let's see. Which are the most famous beards of all time? Abraham Lincoln, Santa Claus?
Sure, and definitely Jason Momoa, but not anymore. It's gone. The actor shaved off his signature beard on Instagram, and the internet let out a collective OMG. So why did he do it? To save the environment. Kind of. While clipping away, Momoa said people should stop drinking water out of plastic bottles and instead switch to recyclable aluminum cans, which, not so coincidentally, he is selling. Fan reaction is kind of mixed. One writes, "I'll drink whatever you want, just grow it back."
No, leave it off.
We had to look up a picture of it to see how it really looks.
Yes, we already did.
He looks like a different human.
Yes, he does. Well, the Toy Story gang is back together again on an all-new wild adventure. Now, this time they're facing off with a fluffy cat that looks so real that fans are shocked. Yep. On Thursday, Disney Pixar released a 30-second teaser for Toy Story 4, which opens up with Woody telling the gang they're going on a road trip. Look at that. Fans and animation aficionados' jaws are dropping, but they're not the only ones that shocked Woody, Bo Peep, and the rest of the gang. They watched in horror, yes, as a cute fluffy cat leaves the remains of a torn-up stuffed toy. Well, there's the cat. That's the cat we're talking about. It looks so real. We paused it so you can get a good glimpse of it.
We've come a long way since the 90s.
Very long way. All right, it's going to be a good one. Toy Story 4 hits theaters soon. There's always great videos and stories to see online. Check out more of what's trending on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and cbsmiami.com/webextra.
CBS This Morning is coming up at 7 right here on CBS 4.
John Dickerson joins us live from the CBS This Morning studios in New York. John, good morning.
Good morning, Maribel and Carly. We got to Friday in one piece.
This is CBS 4 News This Morning.
Breaking right now at 6:30, Miami firefighters with their hands full overnight battling a massive business fire. We're live on the scene with the breaking details.
Caught on camera, a rideshare scuffle. A driver attacks the passenger in the back seat. More of this exclusive video.
A dangerous drive for one woman when a ladder suddenly comes flying at her in the middle of the interstate.
We have a live look outside this Friday morning. A big change is coming to our forecast, but we're going to have to deal with some rain first.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, the one change is here
All
already.
eyes on you this morning, Dave.
Well, it's
But
here
it's
this
okay.
morning. We'll see a little break here this afternoon. Better weather this weekend, though, so it does. Just
Like the sound of
today.
that.
Yeah, like today. You have to deal with that change here, and we are looking at the rain coming through the area right now.
That's a look at traffic. Carly, back to you.
Chris, thank you. We are staying on top of breaking news this morning out of Miami, where crews are still on the scene of a business fire.
CBS 4's Riel Crane is there live with the latest. Riel, good morning.
Good morning, Carly and Maribel. The fire. CBS 4 This Morning.
Riel, thank you for that live update. We are also following breaking news out of Northwest Miami-Dade, where police are investigating a shooting. This happened overnight at Northwest 22nd Avenue and 90th Street. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue tells us they transported one person from the scene as a trauma alert.
He's hitting me. I feel very endangered.
Now to a CBS 4 News exclusive, one that should give all of us who use ride-sharing services pause. A man says his Lyft driver attacked him, and it apparently started with a seemingly simple disagreement. CBS 4's Carrie Codd has this exclusive.
This is cell phone video from CBS 4 This Morning.
6:39 now. 2 Central Florida middle school students are under arrest after allegedly making a hit list. A parent involved in the situation says 2 girls at Avon Park Middle School put out a hit list of 10 students saying how they would be killed and where their bodies would be buried. Highland County Sheriff's Office says the girls may have been joking, but they are taking the threat seriously.
I mean, that's crazy. Small town, people are, getting crazy nowadays, and especially at a middle school. You would think maybe a high school, middle school's pretty tough, right? Well, I just read on the thing, and then I heard that 2 girls were plotting that had a hit list, and they were plotting to go against like 10 students here at this school.
Well, tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting that has schools across the country on alert.
Traffic. Carly, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. 6:46 now, a unique event in live theater. It's called the Amparo Experience, and it chronicles the untold story of the Cuban family who created Havana Club rum, only to have it stolen by officials in their home country.
It's a story of tragedy and triumph, a story where the audience becomes part of the show. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has your behind-the-scenes look.
CBS 4 News.
Yeah, I heard it's also very emotional because you're there,
Right.
you're living in that moment, and it relates to a lot of the Cuban exiles here. So definitely a good show, great show.
Great
I
to
heard.
be part of that
Yeah.
experience, too.
Everyone
Very
has
unique.
to check it out. Yeah.
Now something caught on camera, a frightening drive for a woman in Las Vegas. The woman was going down the highway when out of nowhere, a ladder hits her car. Seconds before hitting her car, the minivan in front of her just misses it. Look at that. The ladder shatters her windshield, and she eventually pulls over to the side of the road. No word on who the ladder belongs to or where that came from. And new this morning, a pilot is dead after a twin-engine plane crashed in Southern California. This happened late last night in Fullerton. Video posted to social media shows the plane engulfed in flames. Officials say the plane burst into flames just after takeoff and was about 50 feet off the ground when it nosedived and crashed. No one on the ground was hurt, and there were no passengers on the plane. Well, some cities in Florida are the fastest growing areas of the country. That is according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The Lakeland area is the 4th largest in growth rate in the United States. Orlando grew by 60,000 people, making it the 5th biggest increase in the nation. Tampa came in at number 9. South Florida, though, remains the state's largest metro area and one of the most populous in the country, with 6.2 million of us calling it home.
And now here's a quick wrap up of your Friday morning headlines. Breaking overnight, raging flames tear through a Miami business.
Heavy smoke and flames caused the tin roof to collapse in the building at 2160 Northwest 26th Avenue. More than a dozen vehicles inside appear to have melted. More than 50 firefighters responded to get that fire under control. 3 dogs were rescued and no one was hurt. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Also breaking overnight, police are investigating a shooting in Northwest Miami-Dade. It happened at Northwest 22nd Avenue and 90th Street. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue tells us they transported one person from the scene as a trauma alert.
The Broward Sheriff's Office is investigating the actions of deputies who tried to break up a fight. Cell phone video taken outside a Tamarack McDonald's appears to show a BSO deputy macing a student and throwing him on the ground. Seconds later, another deputy holds him down and punches him in the head. That teen was taken to the hospital to be treated and then taken into custody along with another student. BSO detectives are investigating.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, well, have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Happy Passover and happy Easter weekend, everybody.
Yeah.